Another point I got was, is this Monty's RWBY? And I have to ask you, what is Monty's RWBY? Monty has stated what his RWBY technically is.
My original vision was the trailers, right? Which there isn't much to say other than that, hey, let's have a lot of action and some cool girls. Like, it exceeds it in so many ways.
It's the 4 trailers. Everything else is an extension of the writers he's hired. And if you want to take that definition, perfectly fine. It's his definition. However, if you want it to say volume 1 through 3 is his version of RWBY, that's also fine. I can't blame you for that, because it's also a lot of his ideas and direction. So, if volume 1 through 3 is his RWBY, what is post volume 3? Is everything just Rooster Teeth's RWBY? And I have to ask you, could we even get Monty's RWBY? And the question is, no. It's impossible to get a dead man's version of something. And that sounds very harsh, but allow me to explain. You can't get a version of RWBY Monty wanted. Wanna know why? Because Monty was a very sporadic worker. Monty made a million ideas a second, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to fault him for his creativity. Hell, I do the same thing. So, I'm not faulting him for his creativity, but I'm saying it's hard to stick to a man's script when the script constantly changes with new ideas. And I'm not going to lie, I have no issues with the script constantly changing, because what Monty put on the page was constantly amazing. A lot of people faulted him for that. Monty was very sporadic and needed to be reeled in, and I can kind of see where they're coming from, but the biggest issue I have with that statement is a lot of the ideas Monty presented were gold and became a lot of fan favorites. Anyways, the point is still, is this Monty's RWBY? And the answer would simply be no. It's not. And that's because it would never be Monty's RWBY, no matter which way you flip it. For instance, let's say Monty wrote volume 1 through volume 9. Would that be Monty's RWBY? The answer is no. Monty changes the placement of ideas when he works on something. Monty adds on to ideas when he works on something. Monty may take pieces of this and put it into other pieces. Monty may make things connect, although you may not actually see it. And that's the biggest thing I wish to point out. No matter if Monty wrote volume 1 through volume 9 and they were to copy it 100%, it would not be Monty's RWBY, because if Monty was still alive, that script will be changed a million of times. That script will be improved on a million of times. So that script would never even be the same script he gave to you way back when. The only way to get Monty's RWBY is to have him